What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. There was a drone strike in Moscow, and I could say one thing, guys: war has come over to Moscow. Not the usual war that you see with soldiers running around the place, but UAVs and drones. Let's check out a video of one of the citizens from Moscow that accidentally recorded the explosion. This drone struck a residential building in Ramenskoye area, that area is actually very close to the place where I have lived when I was in Russia and where my family lives. So obviously I am very worried about this, but this is what happens when there's a full-scale war going on between Russia and Ukraine. Obviously Ukraine is going to be sending out their drones over to Moscow. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories saying that this could be something like was done in the 90s when Vladimir Putin has supposedly blew up apartment buildings to start the Second Chechen War in Russia. This drone strike damaged 54 out of 102 apartments in that building. The governor of the Moscow region has reported that all residents from that apartment building have been successfully evacuated. And a 46-year-old woman has died from this because supposedly the drone has stricken her apartment, which is very sad. So the governor of the Moscow region has said that that building will be restored, but it will be restored using the Capital Repairs Fund. And let me explain to you what is a Capital's Repair Fund. It's basically when you own an apartment, every single month when you pay for electricity, water, maintenance, you also have to pay for Capital Repairs Fund, which supposedly you pay every single month so that they can restore the whole building when there's cracks, paint chipping off, and all that stuff. So it could be maintained by the government. So basically, all those people in the Moscow region who have been paying money to get their own buildings repaired, all of their money is going to go into that one apartment building to get it repaired. Now, I don't understand why they're using this fund. I am pretty sure they're not supposed to be using that fund because it's spread out to different buildings in different regions. I'm not sure if people are going to be very happy about it. Reports also say that this building will be completely inaccessible to the owners of the apartments, and those people who lived in those apartments are going to be relocated to hotels and some rented out accommodations. Now, I'm not sure how that is going to work out. Are they going to be giving them a good hotel, a good accommodation? I'm not sure about that. So I'm pretty sure a lot of those people are going to be angry. Now, what can we see from this? Is this going to open up the eyes of citizens in Moscow? Because a lot of people in Kursk have realized that the government has completely given up on them. And from what I notice by looking through different Telegram channels and so on, there's way less videos about the residents of Kursk region who are angry about the situation. I'm pretty sure all of that info is being brought down so that the rest of the Russian citizens don't see it. Same with Moscow. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people in Moscow who are going to be asking themselves, what the heck is going on? Why do we have drones flying into our apartment buildings? Now, if they don't ask themselves this question, the other way that this could be used by the Russian government, it could have been all done by the Russian government. We don't know. The thing with the drone strikes is you really don't know who has sent them over. It could have been Ukrainians or it could have been Russians themselves. So let's think about it this way. Why would the Ukrainians do it? Well, to get revenge from all the bombings that Russia has been doing. But from what I see, Russia has done way worse. For example, in many other cities in Ukraine than Ukraine has done right now. which I'm not 100% sure was done by Ukrainians. And you might be asking yourselves, why do I think that? Well, the answer is quite simple. When propaganda on television and advertisements, like we saw in the previous videos where the military enlistment is like, come on, comrades, join your own people. What are men made of? From tattoos and pierced ears? From illusions and banana smoothies? Our men are made from bright makeup and streams? From sweet cakes and clothing brands? Our men are made. What are you made of? Join those who are made of honor, valor, and courage. Join your friends. Doesn't work out? What can work out? If you make the citizens of your country angry at Ukraine. So for example, you blow up one building, all right, you have one person die. Not a big deal, right? That's how the Russian government usually sees it. But imagine the amount of news coming out about that apartment being blown up, and 54 of those apartments being blown up. It's all over the news lines in Russia. And what are they all saying? This is a terrorist attack. They're not saying that this is a war attack. They're saying this is a terrorist attack, and this is what Peskov, the press secretary of Vladimir Putin, has actually said. So, what can we take from this? After this has happened, they're going to be blasting on television, look at the Ukrainians, they're doing this terroristical acts against our citizens in Moscow. What have we done to them? And all that type of stuff. Obviously, they forgot the part of them actually attacking Ukraine. But nevertheless, this could be used that way. So until we see some official statements of the Ukrainian government saying that they did this, we will not really know the reality of this. I'm not saying that it couldn't have been them, but it also could have been done by your own, because there is a saying that Vladimir Putin has been saying for a long time. Hit your own one, so the other ones are going to be scared of you. You never know, maybe he's hitting himself to make others scared. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah. There's also UAV wreckage that has fallen down in Moscow's airport. It was in the Zhukovsky airport. It's not as big as the other airports in Moscow, because there's 3 huge ones and Zhukovsky is one of the smaller ones. And this is a first time when there was a drone falling down in any of the Moscow airports. So the details are at 3:47 a.m. debris from the drone has fallen down in the airport. The Zhukovsky airfloat, meanwhile, that happened, was not allowing the planes to fly away because they probably got a warning about UAVs flying all over the place, so all the airplanes were stationed. Nobody was injured in the airport whatsoever, but a drone fell down really close to an airplane that was parked. The official media says in Russia that the airport was not damaged at all and that the takeoff and landing strips are all good, so everybody in the airport were safe. On the other news, Roskomnadzor, which is this government service that takes control of all of the internet, are going to be spending $660 million to update the internet blocking system. The money will be used to modernize the way that they could be blocking VPNs and unwanted websites. And supposedly, this huge investment into this service reduce the effectiveness of VPNs by 96%, which means all of those VPNs will be unusable. 96%, that's unusable already. It's going to be really slow internet. You're not going to be able to go on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or connect to any of the websites that were officially blocked in Russia. So here we are. Welcome to the Cheburnet. It's been a long time since that meme was used. It's the internet that Russia is making. It's basically going to be like the internet in North Korea. Absolutely horrible. People are not going to be able to receive information that they needed from the outside world. All of the population will be controlled. My cat, what are you doing? Get away! So the internet will be completely controlled, just like the state media and all of that stuff. Now tell me, guys, how is this not a dictatorship? How is this a democracy? All of those people telling me that it's a really good idea to move to Russia for family values. All right, so let's take, for example, you don't see family values in any other country. So you move to Russia, but you give out your freedom of speech, your freedoms, just for family values? Are you out of your mind? Some people are just absolutely crazy. So it seems like I am not going to be going back to Russia for a very long time until the government completely changes. Because if it doesn't change, the moment I probably enter Russia, I'll probably get arrested for all the things I've been saying, because in Russia, this is discrediting the Russian military, the Russian government. I'm pretty sure with the videos I made up like 20 years jail sentence, somebody in Siberia, so it would not be a good idea for me to go back. Now let's talk about the joke of the day. In Kursk Oblast, they have put up a poster calling for contract service, but there's a nuance. It depicts a Ukrainian soldier. Yes, guys, that guy on the poster is a Ukrainian soldier. The funny thing is, if you have been following up with the Russian-Ukrainian news, you know that Ukraine had an incursion into Kursk Oblast, and they're holding quite a big chunk of land there. The funny thing is, the poster says, join ours, and they have a photo of a Ukrainian soldier with a child. So it looks like Kursk region does not need to vote if they want to be their own country or they want to join Ukraine. I'm pretty sure the Russian poster has it all set up for them. So if you want to join ours, you join the Ukrainian soldier with a kid. Supposedly enough, that guy who made that poster got kicked off. The question is, did he make a mistake, or was this done to have people talk about it more and maybe turn on their brains? I'm not sure, but this was done in Kursk. I guess they don't need any referendums in Kursk because they already made up their mind. Well, guys, you know what? Talking about all this stuff, it's very hard because, you know, I'm a person with no country right now because I would not go back to Russia for many, 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 many reasons. And one of them is definitely I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to be using VPNs that are going to be blocked so I can actually access the internet. I don't want to be with those Z-headed people that are saying that the war is to save the Russian land and the Russians in general. It's just been tough, guys. It's been tough with everything. You know, I have left Russia, but the thing is, Russian citizenship has not left me. And I only have one citizenship, which means everything is very hard for me. Right now, I'm having humongous problems with my banks in other countries, which I'm trying to sort out. It's just been a big stressful moment. I'm probably going to be making a video about all of that, talking about all of that. If you want to hear my story about all of this, type in the comment section below. If you want to support me, there's a Patreon link in the description where you could support me, chat to me, and read some posts that I post there. I really appreciate all of you guys watching this video. I hope I gave you some updated news on what is actually going on in Russia. I hope you found it informative, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. See you later.